STEM degrees. People that are my age, you probably know what I'm talking about. Science, technology, education, medical. That's what we were coached to do. Now that we came out of college, we're too good to get our hands dirty. We feel like we have to have a better career. I had somebody apply to a marketing position that just graduated from Cambridge that had a degree in dance, evolution, and political science. The degrees they're coming out with they don't make any sense, a lot of them. So that's a challenge. The biggest one that everybody's starting to talk about is the low birth rate. Think about your parents. They probably had multiple siblings, 3, 4, 5, 6. Me, my wife and I, we only have one. So we're -1. A lot of people don't even have kids at all. So the generation's going to continue to shrink and we're not going to refill those positions. What do workers want? A significant increase in income or benefits, greater work-life balance, and better personal well-being, the ability to do what they do best. This is what the new generation wants. So before we kind of worry about how we're going to attract these people and solve these problems, what we want to do first is we want to see how we can get more done with the people that we have. So I'm going to tell you a couple stories about that. So the first story, we had a stone fabricator where he had 5 salespeople. That's one of the top positions that's really hard to fill as a stone fabricator, as a salesperson. He always said his sales team is too busy and he wanted to hire 6. And I said, whoa, hold on. Let's see what they're actually doing. So I would talk to them. And one thing that's important when you're selling to retail is you want to have strong Google reviews. And all the salespeople said, we're too busy to ask for Google reviews. We don't have time. So I sat down with the owner and I said, something's weird. They can't be this busy because there's not that much revenue coming in. So I said, give me your phone records. Let me see how many phone calls they're fielding and taking. And this is going to blow your mind. 5 salespeople, wholesale and resale or retail, outbound and inbound calls. Guess how much time they were spending on the phone combined over a 90-day average? In one day, they averaged 24 minutes. That's it. 24 minutes on the phone. They weren't being lazy. It was busy work. Moreware's not set up right. It's paperwork's over here. I'm on vacation. I didn't keep good notes, so I got to dig for this. It's just stuff was everywhere. So we put in a CRM that integrated with Moreware. So the Moreware now talks to our CRM. And the result within a couple weeks was incredible. We saved each salesperson 10 to 15 hours a week. Next example I want to share. So my insurance agent actually heard that I was giving this talk. And he says, I can't find a customer service representative. I've got 5 or 6, but I can't find anybody that wants to do the work. I asked him, I said, tell me about their day. What are they doing? And he came up with 5 categories. And there was one in particular that was called remarketing. It's where you take your insurance quote and you go out to the market and you remarket it to requote it. What's important is that they recognized that each person was spending 60% of their time on this one task. So I asked them, I said, what if we just picked one of them, sent her home and said, can you do it all in one day? And that's what happened. So if you do the math, he doesn't need 6 anymore. In fact, he was able to let somebody go if he wanted to, because he took the tasks that they didn't want to do, that they were inefficient with, and gave it to somebody that loved it. Somebody that's home that's like, give me that work. I love to do it. I don't want to be interrupted. I don't want to talk to humans. Just let me bang on a computer. So let's say you can't solve that problem. You've squeezed as much out of that lemon as you can. One of the biggest problems is when you hire right now, there's a revolving door. You hire them and they leave. You hire them and they leave. What you're hiring are job hoppers. They're looking for the next green grass. The best people are not looking for a job. So how do we get a hold of them? Well, before we get a hold of them, I want to talk about the new worker mindset. So in Toledo, Ohio, where I'm from, there's about, I would say, 10 boys that I've just kind of mentored over the last few years that they just feel like the newer generation, they just kind of feel lost. They're on Instagram and they're wondering, why don't I have that Lamborghini like that one guy? Like their sense of purpose, they're just kind of missing. I also play a lot of volleyball back home. One of the dads that I play with, he approached me and said, hey man, I know you're talking to my son, Jesse Jr., but he won't talk to me about college. I said, no, I'll ask him. I'll see what's on his mind. So I texted him and this is what he responded. 17 years old. I said, hey Jesse, no college? Interesting, how come? Verbatim. College is a waste of time when you can start your career sooner. It's the biggest reason for debt in the world. It's not like the real world. In college, they make you write a 10-page essay. In the real world, you get 60 seconds or a 4-sentence email. It's not realistic, and they're just taking my money. This is a 17-year-old, and that's this whole generation. They're not lazy. We didn't have the option to research, to see what the career was going to be like, to understand the impact of this debt, this burden. So when they're digging, when they're researching, these 16, 17-year-olds, can you answer their questions? 72% of their decision is made before they even apply. So let me give you a checklist. Do you talk about your culture? Do you describe the career progression? Am I going to be stuck like my dad? Or is there a way for me to grow, to do other things, to make more money? Are they leaving reviews? Reviews are king. When's the last time you bought something on Amazon that had 50 reviews versus 5,000? I'm not going to do it. Glassdoor is where your employees can leave their reviews. Updated LinkedIn profiles. Celebrate your employees in public on Facebook. Somebody breaks a sales record, talk about it. Somebody just did 10 years in business, talk about it. Okay, celebrate that stuff, because that's just opening the door of what your culture is really like. And you want people on your bus that fit your culture. And this is the best way to do it. And then the last, sounds weird, Google reviews. But if your Google reviews suck, people are going to question if you're a good business. Because if you're a crappy business, they don't want to work for you. They want purpose. Has anybody heard of ChatGPT? I'm not going to go deep into it. I want to leave you with something that you can use yourself. So ChatGPT is a free AI tool. It's going to scare the heck out of you once I show you, but it'll be fun. So this is ChatGPT. It's free. You can sign up. Hey, ChatGPT, write me a playful job description for a countertop installer that expresses our values towards employees, family-oriented, and loyal to our employees. It shouldn't include anything about cutting countertops. So this is what it came back with in 5 seconds. We are seeking a skilled professional who values family and loyalty to join our countertop installation. If you take pride in being part of a supportive work family and delivering exceptional customer service, then this may be the perfect opportunity for you. Blah, 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 blah. Big words though. So I went back to ChatGPT and I said, hey, make the job description more exciting and at a 3rd grade reading level. Listen to the difference. We are looking for a super awesome person to join our countertop installing team. If you love working with your hands, having a great eye for detail, and love helping others, then this is the job for you. We treat everyone like family. We're looking for someone who is always there for us, works really hard, makes our customers smile. 20 seconds of effort. ChatGPT, free. Highly recommend it. Last thing I want you to think about, you need to market the job for the right people. So let's think about what we need in an installer. We need somebody that's handy. We need somebody that can deal with homeowners. And we need somebody that is willing to travel to different locations. I do not recommend trying to steal that person from another fabricator because they're trying to do it to you. Bad idea. What you want to do is you want to find a career path where becoming an installer is an upgrade. What is a progression of a certain industry where becoming an installer helps them provide better for their family? Roofers, good with their hands. They travel to locations and they deal with homeowners. Let's think about what sucks about that job. Depending on where you're at, if it rains, I don't get paid. If it's hot, it sucks. A lot of times the owners misrepresent the business and I don't know where my paycheck's coming from. It's the most dangerous job in the United States. Hey, roofer, come work with us where you're always going to get a paycheck. We care about you. We're a stable business. And when it rains, you're still going to get paid. That's what we want to do. We want to bring people up. Another one that I know fabricators have trouble in hiring for, customer service reps. A great group to tap into to upgrade, big box sales associates. People that are tired of just being a number, that can't make any change, they have to learn new software all the time, right? Like those are great places to draw talent from. Facebook is another great technology place to do it. In Facebook, you can target people that like DeWalt and hammers and belong to a roofing group, and you can target them super cheap to get them to become an installer. So real quick about us, if you're a fabricator, you want to grow your sales and marketing, and you want a hiring system that's been done and proven, we've done it for 10 years, we can help. We've grown businesses by 30% up to 300%. If you want to compare yourself to what world-class looks like, go to this website and you're going to fill out a questionnaire. It's going to give you a score and it's going to tell you how to get better on your own.